I'm here with REELGAYTV interviewing Kathy Sledge. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I am. I'm having a good time.
Good. So it's been 27 years since we are family?
Yeah, wow. It has
It's
been.
been a while.
It has been a while. I don't feel that because I think when we love what we do, you're just having fun.
You just go
You
and
do.
keep going.
You
Yeah.
do. And I think I'm feeling, we are family. I always say it's going to be here when we're all long gone. So I'm just here for the ride.
So how old were you when you guys first recorded it?
I was 16 when I sang We Are Family. Don't do the math.
We
All
won't do the
right.
math.
No, I
Don't
was
worry.
16 when I sang it. I'm okay with the math.
So
I-
how was it like handling fame at that age?
You want to know, I always kept the balance. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what people don't know is that my sisters and I had loads of hits.
Mm-hmm.
Not loads, maybe like four hits in other countries way before We Were Family. So my first hit was when I was 13, 14 years old in the UK. A song called Mama Never Told Me. And you would never know it because, you were never born then. But at the same time, it was never really released here. It was
Oh, I
a
see.
local hit. And anyway, it was massive in the UK. And I had to learn early on how to balance, one is your life, which is the most important thing, and one's your work. And I would
Right.
always refer to whenever I went out on the road as work. And that helped me to keep it balanced to this day. I think when you get it mixed up and you start living through your work, you can kind of lose that balance.
Right. What are some good memories you have of that time?
I think the best memories it always ends up on stage when you're feeling that, and still to this day, electricity with the crowd. I just recently was Prince's surprise guest at the Essence Festival.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
it's crazy because this DJ told me once, he said, because he saw me do We're Family before the festival, and he said, this is really crazy. I'm a DJ, and I play that song at weddings and bar mitzvahs and karaoke. And he said, but when you opened your mouth, I really realized there's a real voice with that song. It's like that song is so big,
Yeah.
you forget there's a real voice. And so when I was the surprise guest, when Prince invited me and Nile Rodgers invited me, I surprised the audience, but the surprise was on me because when I started singing it, and it was the night that Prince was there, so the whole place was full,
Right.
and the Astrodome was full. And I kid you not, it felt like the Matrix, like on stage. I never felt this before. I could feel like this rush go all the way down from the floor all the way up to the top of the stadium when they realized it was really me singing it. And I was supposed to be the surprise, but the surprise was really on me. And, I really grasped the concept of, wow, you have a special voice. I never grew up thinking I had a special voice. It's just your voice. But now I feel to have that song, to be able to be the voice on that song is legendary to me. And,
Right.
and always will be to me.
Right. So right now you have Keep It Moving out.
Keep it moving.
And it charted #2 on the Billboard, was it dance charts?
Yeah, dance club charts.
Yes.
It did. And we did a test market, the Billboard DJs that reported it. And a lot of people want to learn how the system works, but they actually genuinely choose the song that they like. You don't pay to get it on there, but you do ask their opinions, and the guys that report really genuinely predicted that this song could be a very big record. So it was smart to use the strategy. Now we're actually going for radio, terrestrial radio, this spring. And they have a major machine behind it and a great team of people. And it's just been embraced so nicely. We're all excited.
That's good. So with you being in this industry so long, what is the key to longevity in this industry, do you feel like, for you?
I think, you have to love, in any field that you're in, I believe you should love what you do because you're never working. And I think longevity, I know this sounds interesting because somebody asked me once, like, what are you drinking? Like, how are you staying so young? Whatever. But yeah, of course, I think music keeps you young, or whatever you do keeps you young if you love it. And I think the passion and what I've learned is having joy in what you do. I think that makes it, you never tire of something that you're so passionate about.
Right.
That's my secret of longevity.
That's awesome. So in 2016, what does Kathy Sledge listen to?
What do I listen to? Classical music. No, I'm kidding. I do actually. I listen to all kinds of music, And I love Beyonce. I think she is like the ultimate hardest working sister in America, in the world, in the world. I think she killed it at the Super Bowl with Bruno Mars. I admire artists that work hard, and I think for 2016 with me, I've been able to tap on some interesting talents that sometimes we don't realize we have. Like I've been producing shows, and I just produced a show about Billie Holiday.
Oh, really?
It's called The Brighter Side of Day, and we only hit the top clubs on the East Coast. We're coming to the West Coast. But people say I bring Billie to life, and I've been doing her since my early Vegas days with my sisters, and I thought, you know, let's do Billie in a way that she'd be really proud. Like, she did not put that gardenia in her hair every night for us to remember the drugs or the alcohol. Hey,
Right.
that's, you know, this woman had to be amazingly strong to live through the time that she lived in. So Brighter Side of Day, hence they call her Lady Day. It's definitely the blues, but we actually propel you. We take this club and we turn it into the quote-unquote gardenia room. And I found out later in one of her interviews, a very obscure interview that we found on the internet, her one passion in life was to own a club. So we
Really?
feel like we're kind of continuing the story.
Yeah.
And we literally lace the tables with gardenias, and we have these, I invested in these gorgeous, I told our production manager, I want you to find the most gorgeous pictures of Billie. So we have them on flat screens around the club. So by the time the show starts, the crowd is already like, wow, she was like amazing.
Yeah.
And so we just propel you from the minute the guys hit the stage, you know, with salt peanuts and giant steps, and, you know, you feel like Louis Jordan and the Timpani Five and Max Roach and Louis Armstrong and Billie Holiday, they're all on this one stage. And it's been getting rave reviews.
Awesome.
And then the other show I produce is called Kathy Sledge Presents My Sisters and Me. And what that is I just invited Sisters in Song. And I just heard that AIG and United Talent Artists are picking up the show. And
That's awesome.
I invited Karen White. I love Karen White, Cece Peniston, and Denise Williams. I must be her hugest fan. And we're just there, like singing and telling stories about our music and singing background for each other and doing all these iconic hits. There's actually 11 iconic hits in the show.
Wow.
What I will do eventually is rotate the artists, you know,
Mm-hmm.
maybe invite, you know, I'm a huge fan of Vanessa Williams or Stephanie Mills, and
That would be good.
so
yeah.
it's pretty cool. You get to see all these dimensions of these artists. I have to say, I hate the word diva. I think diva's overkill. Everybody's
not
a
a
diva.
diva then.
I'm not a diva. I'm a sister. I'm not a diva.
Right,
You know,
right.
some people are calling themselves diva and they don't need to. But but I'm just saying this. To me, honestly, diva has a little condescending edge to it. You know, a diva. But no, we're like, it's just in love. And
Yeah.
I think Sisters in Song. And eventually people always ask, will you do something with your sisters again one day?
Yeah.
And I will, you know. I think my purpose, I think you have to follow your passion.
Right.
And I think, who knows, you know, we've butt our heads, you know, are we family in every way? Do we have our arguments? Yes. And it is a challenge to be under a magnifying glass and to have that theme song, you know, it's like you have to be the Waltons for the rest of your life.
Just because it's such a happy song. Huh?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But, you know, sure, you know, I love my sisters dearly. Yeah, we had our disputes, or I wouldn't call it a dispute. We had our differences. And I think that we all have our calling, all of us. And I think that I'm walking and where I'm supposed to be. I do think that eventually maybe we'll do something, but I think it's very important to follow this. And I remember Nard and Michael Walden when he produced "Saving All My Love for You" and
Right.
amazing things, the Mahavishnu Orchestra. But Narda, when he produced "All American Girls," and I must have been around 18 then, but he told me, he asked me this once. He said, you know, if your sisters jumped off a bridge and they were drowning, would you jump in and help them? And I said, of course I would. I'd jump right
Yeah.
in, of course. And he said, no, you go get help because you'll drown too. And I'll never forget that. And
That's
there's
deep.
it is
yeah.
deep, and there's a line in Keep It Moving, and it says, I've got to keep it going for me, myself, and I. And I always like to make this clear, that lyric, it doesn't mean it's about me, myself, and I. It means if you can't help yourself, who can you help?
That's good.
You know, so you
yes.
have to do that in
Yeah.
order to. And that's just my personal feeling about my whole situation.
Right. Going back to Beyonce, how do you feel about the whole controversy about the whole Super Bowl performance with her dancers being dressed, you know, as the Black Panthers and that whole fiasco?
I love everything Beyonce does. I think she's innovative, like Madonna. You know, I think if you're not innovative and cutting edge in the industry that we're in, then hey, you know, and what better industry to be in it to do it? You know, I think music is the, you can say, message and the massage. It is. It's both. And I think do your thing. You know, I think everybody's going to read into everything you do.
Yeah.
And that's concomitant to being in the public eye. It
Right.
comes along with it. So I'm like, more power to her. I think she's cutting edge. There is a whole generation that don't even know what the Black Panthers were about.
Yeah.
And so now if you're going to educate some people, then do that too.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So what's next for you outside of the shows that you're producing and keep it moving? What are you gonna do next, professionally?
I was hoping you say personally. No, I'm kidding.
Sorry.
Everything's
we just love
professional.
you.
Everything's professional in my life. You want to know? I have to tell you, I got a call from a gentleman who is a master in orchestration, and what he does is he travels the world. He's going to Prague next, and he does workshops with orchestras. And his name is Steve Lebitkin. And Steven wrote me when we sadly lost Natalie Cole.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
gave me the hugest compliment. He said, with Whitney gone and Natalie gone, we only have you. We have you. And I'm like, what? Whoa, that's like huge to say that, first of all. And he would love to do this masterpiece project with just beautiful orchestration and songs. Beautiful songs like Dionne Warwick and Burt Bacharach.
Right.
And I thought what it did was it made me realize that I am now doing a jazz project
Nice. I can hear you on jazz.
with the Billy and then with the legendary jazz artist Stanley Clarke. Last year said to me, "You have one of the greatest jazz voices I've ever heard." And what I'm getting at is I think that you can't limit yourself. I think that is a blessing for people to see your gift to be that.
Yeah.
And you think this out and you go, what kind of wonderful music do I not want to do? I think I love Keep It Moving. I love the dance music. It's uplifting. It's a market that I'm known most in. But why would I not do gorgeous ballads with someone like Steve? And why would I not do this whole Billie Holiday jazz project? So I'm at a place now where each one of these projects, and why would I not do My Sisters and Me, each one of these projects have started their own place and traction. And I'm just having fun doing
That's
it.
all that it's about, having
Yeah,
fun.
it is. And I'm at a place in my life where you just, if you have to. If it's a passion in you and you're not pulling it out of you, then you'll miss out on that.
Right.
You never
right,
know
right.
what's in store if you don't try.
Right. So since you do have the song "We Are Family," how important is family to you?
And family's everything to me. My family, we're a very close-knit family. My son, my daughter, my husband, actually, gotta say this, now I'm gonna sound like a mom. But I don't have kids anymore, I have people. You're probably my son's age.
Yeah.
But yeah, I said people are in my house. But I just did a happy birthday to him. I put it up on Facebook.
Oh,
and
cool.
he's like this fitness guru. He's a beast with fitness, and he's also a musician, and he's also an actor. He's like a triple threat. But I posted this thing, and I got this top company modeling agency in Milan, and
Oh,
they
nice.
called me and they're like, "We would like to sign your son." And so as we speak right now, he's doing they're calling him to do a video. And what I'm getting at is, I think my family has always been very supportive to each other, and my daughter is my ride or die. Kristen Gabrielle, and my husband's like, I call him Spartacus. He's like, so I think in one full word, everything to me, and I think you have to grow as a family. My sisters and myself, I think that we started, that song was written about us.
Right.
And I think, yeah, do we have our problems in our own family? Of course. I'm not going to sit here and say that we don't. But I think what I'm most proud of is that song brought so many people together. And that
Yeah.
song is really, really was written as a portrait of who we were. And I will always be proud of that.
That's awesome. So last question.
Okay.
Who are you rooting for president?
I'm rooting for Hillary. I love Hillary. I love Bernie Sanders, too. I hope that they join the ticket together.
That would be good. Yeah.
That would be very smart. And I think I got a chance to meet her once. I'll tell my little Hillary story. We were at the White House with the Clintons, And Bill Clinton has all this charisma. We know that.
Yeah.
The Secret Service, they couldn't catch up with him. He would dart over here and dart over there, and But Hillary was very still and very stoic. And my sister, Joni, will ask anything of anyone. And she leans into Hillary and she goes, and this is, when he was leaving office. And she says, "You like this White House, don't you?" And Hillary just looked at her and she goes, "Mm-hmm." And my sister goes, "You're coming back here, aren't you?" And she gave us this look like, yes, but she didn't say anything. This is way before anyone even thought that she, before she was even Secretary of State. But I think that she has so much. Her husband, of course, has all the charisma, but I think she has so much knowledge and so much experience. And if you're listening or watching Hillary, I'm there with you 100%, and we are family. And if you ever need me on your campaign, I did meet her once, and I told her I would be supportive of her.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today. You can check out, so Keep It Moving is on iTunes, your local media store right now.
Yes, you can find Keep It Moving. Of course, it's going to, again, go for radio in the spring.
So we'll probably hear it more.
Yeah, more and more.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today. You look incredible, by the way. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kathy Sledge, and you are watching Real Gay TV, and we are family. I got my sisters with me.